Okay, everyone, so I'm going to show you how to get started on Vectr, right? So it'll ask you to create an account. It's free, right? All you have to do is just, sign up like any other thing. You just give them, a username and email, password, that kind of thing. But it's great because you can store all of your files in one place. And it makes it really easy just to kind of work from whatever computer, right? Instead of having to worry about applications. So I'm going to go up to create file. It's thinking, right? It always takes a hot second. And this is the screen that you should come to first. So I'm going to go to File Settings. I'm going to give my, my file a title. I'm going to call this Demo 3 because I already made 2 other demos. The other thing I'm going to switch to is I like to do points, right? Points works. You can kind of do centimeters, pixels, inches, feet, but you can do points or inches, whichever one you desire. The other thing I want you guys to go ahead and do is switch to pages. You're going to find this screen. You only want one page, right? But I'm going to go down here to this setting. I want to do, get my inches in there correctly. So I'm going to do a 9x12. If you go ahead and do the 12 here. There we go. Make sure you hit the little link in between them or else it's going to just do that square format. But now I should have that nice 9x12 width. I can also go over here to this button. You guys can see that I'm seeing 90% of my screen just to kind of show you that, the 9x12 just gives you a lot more space to wiggle, right? So I'm going to switch back to layers. Kind of slide this over. I gave you guys a lot of shortcuts that you can use. That's all uploaded in a document. So like anything that I do when I'm doing it a little fast and not doing it with a mouse, I'm using like Control Z or Control the plus sign or the minus sign to kind of zoom in and out of my screen. It's just, I'm really familiar with these programs, so it makes it easy, right? So something else you guys can kind of see, right? I have just my layers. Anytime that you select one of these things on the left-hand side, I'm going to show you how to use the pen tool and create, an intricate design with a lot of shapes. So say I go ahead and select a rectangle, I drag and drop with my mouse, it's going to create a new layer. If I wanted to create a second rectangle, anytime I add a shape, it creates a new layer, which is kind of nice, right? It kind of does the layer process for you. Which is not the same in Photoshop and Illustrator. You always have to add those layers in. So if you right click on any kind of element, you can duplicate, delete, lock object. There's lots of different options I'm going to go over. But I'm going to delete these because this isn't where I want to start. Right, so go ahead and delete that. And so now I have that workspace all set up, right? So you also have the option to upload images. I'm going to just work purely on Vectr, but that's something you guys can do if you're interested, kind of bring more detailed imagery into this project. The next thing I'm going to show you is that, if you are making a shape, let's say I go for the circle, if I just drag and drop, by itself, it's going to be more an ellipse, right? And you'd think that you would just create a perfect circle that way, and that's not the case. So if you do want to create that kind of perfect circle, you have to kind of hover over your thing. You hold down the Shift key on your computer before you drag and drop, and it's going to give you that perfect geometric shape, right? So don't just think, just because it's a square or a rounded square, rectangle, or an ellipse, if you want that, perfect symbol, you're going to have to hold it down, right? So I have a pentagon here. Not holding the Shift key, I can kind of make it really wonky and disproportionate, distorted. But if I do hold down the Shift key, it's going to kind of progress at a rate that makes sense, right? It's going to, be equidistant, right? I can't, any way I move, it's just going to kind of do that, right? So quick and easy.